Right, next step. I've got my colour. Now what I want to do is I would like to add an image to my background. Now this image needs to be a nice neutral image. Okay, it needs to be something that I can build on, something that I can introduce images to, something I can put characters into. So you may want to start considering perhaps the location of your game. Now mine is called Sonic Surf. So I have gone to go and have a look for a waves background. Okay, a nice large wave perhaps going from the front cover to the back cover. Okay, nice and consistent, so that it will look good on the front as well as the back. So I went to Bing.com. Now I quite like searching images on Bing because you do get a nice wide selection, and unfortunately Google has a lot of images blocked. So I've changed the image size over here to large. Okay, now that is one of the most important things you can do. You're going to need a high quality image for your background. Okay, if it's not high quality, then it's probably going to go wrong. So I've searched large and I'm looking at images that are over 1,000 pixels by 1,000 pixels. Now you can see that by the little number that appears at the bottom. Okay, now this one is a lovely large image, and I think that could look really good from the front to the back. Whereas something like this, which is 700 by 431, although not that different an image, isn't good enough quality, so I'm not going to use that. So instead of just right clicking here and going to copy and coming onto here and pressing Ctrl V to paste, okay, I can't do that. This is far too small, so we never just copy off of the page. So I'm just going to go to my move tool, click on that layer and press delete. Okay, so let's go back to it and do it properly. I need to click on it, I need to open it up, I need to try and get a much higher quality picture. Even from here I can click again and Bing will send me to that image location on the internet. I can then zoom in and make that really, really big before then copying this nice high quality version. Now back into Photoshop, Ctrl V to paste, and you'll see that the size is much, much larger. Now with my move tool selected and also ticking the boxes auto select and show transform controls, which you must remember to do, okay, without them I can't actually select between layers and I can't see the nice little size changing icons in the corners. So I need to tick those boxes and now move my image over to the top left. Now it will snap to that corner, okay, it will snap to that corner and that makes it nice and easy. Now I need to make this image larger, but I need to keep it in scale. By that I mean the same shape. Okay, I need to keep it in that same rectangular shape. So I'm going to hold down the shift key and then using my left click I'm going to drag and make that larger. Now I'm going to make it large enough that it goes over the edge of the page before then releasing my shift key. Now I have the image in the size I want, but you may notice it looks a little bit blurry now. So I'm going to double click. Okay, whenever I've finished with a layer in Photoshop, whenever I've finished a transformation, you need to double click. There we go. Now you'll notice the quality has come back. Now I've got this new layer, but I haven't renamed it yet. So I'm going to double click there and I'm going to name it Waves Background. That way I know exactly what it is. The next thing I need to do is I need to put this waves image behind my color image, because what I'm going to try and do is blend the color into the waves picture. So I'm going to move this up until I get a nice little line there and then release it. Please try not to drop it into the case details folder. If you do that, you'll need to hit the little triangle before then scrolling down and dragging that back out by getting to that little line again and releasing. You'll notice that the indent on all the rest of them is now no longer there on the color layer. So it's now back out and I can hit that little triangle, close that folder and come back here. Now to change the blend mode is remarkably easy. The blend mode essentially just changes how this layer will be seen through this layer. Okay, anything underneath it will try and blend into. I'm going to change it to probably one of colour, hue, maybe soft or hard light, or even overlay. They're normally the best ones. I'm going to change it to colour. Now you can immediately see that colour has now been absorbed into this wave's background, and I really like that effect. That's probably going to be the one I go with. But if you notice, there's a blue highlight around the edge now. I can now use my arrow keys up and down to change the blend mode. And as you can see, it's now changing over here when I hit up and down. Okay, and then we have overlay, also a very nice effect. But I'm actually going to pop that back to colour. Now this can be played with until you are happy. Okay, I could later on decide that these aren't the colours I want, and all I need to do is reselect on my colour layer, go to my gradient, change my two colours, and then all I need to do is drag another line. As easy as that.